Well, some pretty significant stuff taking place overnight here, overnight here in America, our time, with the Russian invasion of the Ukraine. First of all, it seems, well, no, it happened that to this point, the Ukrainians have successfully been defending the capital of Kyiv. And Zelenskyy is a fucking gangster. There's just no two ways about it. I mean, you've got a leader of a nation absolutely walking the walk in a way that I don't know if we've seen anything quite like it in modern history. He has ample opportunity to go pretty much anywhere in the world, would provide him safe harbor. The U.S. has offered to help him in his departure from the Ukraine, and he said, no, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to fight. And he posts videos of himself out in front of the Capitol telling the people, I'm still here and I'm still fighting. That's gangster shit right there. And the same can be said for the Klitschko brothers. Very wealthy ex-athletes, world-class, world champion athletes that could live anywhere in the world, and they're there fighting for their country. Some serious badassery going on throughout this. And I think things like this and the 13 Ukrainian soldiers who told the Russian warship to go fuck themselves. A lot of people said, well, they should have just gone ahead and surrendered. Well, first of all, you don't know what would have happened to them if they surrendered, but more than that, that's going to reverberate. I think it's reverberating right now. That's going to reverberate down the road when Russia, when however this unfolds, when Russia decides that they want to start begging off of some of these sanctions and get them lifted, there will be plenty of people bringing up those 13 soldiers that died on Snake Island. But what I think is a really big deal is apparently, according to NBC News, Putin asked Kazakhstan. Now, Kazakhstan, and I had to do research on this myself. I knew they were Russia's ally. I didn't know how far back that went, but they are a staunch ally of Russia. Apparently, Putin asked Kazakhstan to intervene militarily on their behalf, to give them a hand here, because the Ukrainians are proving to be way more of a problem than Putin had, than he had thought they would be. Certainly way more of a problem than he wanted at this point. And Kazakhstan said, yeah, you know what? Thanks. No thanks. So, and in no uncertain terms said, we're not getting involved in that. Now, there can be, everybody's got their own opinions as to why Kazakhstan would do that. Doesn't matter why. The fact still remains, they said no to Papa Putin. He ain't going to like it, and it makes him look at least weaker in all of this, that he's already calling to others for help. I'm wondering, we've talked extensively about the Russian military and the lack of funds in Russia, keeping them underfed, undertrained, certainly without everything they would need or want. And you have to wonder, with many of these Russian soldiers, think about it from their perspective. The average rank and file soldier, does the average rank and file soldier want to risk his life to go take the Ukraine? I don't. My thought on that, or my inclination, is no, probably not. I don't know how motivated a fighting force he has there. And one thing we know for sure is the Ukrainians are extremely motivated. This, again, we're at a huge numbers disadvantage. The Ukrainians, I'm sorry, I'm not, I don't want to insert myself in that. That was a misspeak. The Ukrainians are at a significant numbers disadvantage, and that sucks. But man, if there was ever an underdog with a shot, you gotta think it's these guys. Now, another thing I discovered on iNewspaper's Twitter page, they talk about the in this posting, they talk about the Ukraine's fighting back on the streets of Kyiv. They also say the Ukrainian military says it repelled an assault on one of its Kyiv bases. But this is the one that's biggest to me. China's president urged President Putin to negotiate with Ukraine. I think what we're seeing here is a message is being sent out to the world here. And a lot of that is through the bravery of the Ukrainians. But I know a lot of people are very concerned about China and seeing this as an avenue for them to take Taiwan. Things aren't going well. This isn't at least at this point, this is not working out well for Putin at all. And yes, I think China takes notice. And China saying, hey, maybe you should talk this over. And China abstaining in that vote at the UN that, to censure basically Russia, and that Russia vetoed. China didn't back them up. They abstained. Would have been cool if they'd have voted no, but that's hoping for too much. I'm not sure how on board Xi is with all this. And I do think that no matter what happens from here on out, with the response of the world community and the serious problems Russia is having with taking the Ukraine, I think it's got to give Xi pause on anything related to Taiwan. I could be wrong. That's what I'm feeling, though. You feel for the people of the Ukraine so much. Again, having the channel here, the YouTube channel, and our Patreon, we have Ukrainian folks there. I've been hearing from a lot of them. We have a lot of people in the region I've been hearing from and chatting with in private messages and in comment sections and whatnot. And it really makes this all hit home. And you hope for a quick resolution. And I don't think Xi has any real pull with Putin, but it'd be nice to get him talking and let's see if we can give Putin a way out of this where that his massive ego could handle, where he can feel like he saved some sort of face. Because the Ukrainians aren't going away anytime soon. And even if Russia occupies, even if Russia takes Kyiv, I think you're going to have a lot of Russian soldier death even after that. The Ukrainians are just showing too much fighting spirit, and you're going to be in their streets. And the government has been passing out guns to anyone who wants them. It's going to get messy for the Russians, no matter which way this goes. And finally, I wanted to close with this. If you guys haven't seen it, it's moving, it's chilling. This comes from a Twitter account of Alexander Sherba. Now, what he wrote is, one of Kyiv's outskirts waiting for invaders. All of a sudden, someone plays Ukrainian anthem on a trumpet. And from everywhere, people shout, "Glory to Ukraine." And when you listen to this lone trumpet against the backdrop, the visions of this street, that in a community that's waiting for Russians to come in and do who knows what to them, to invade them, to dominate them. It's absolutely chilling and creates goosebumps. And I think we'll leave this video off with that. And once again, if you guys want to read any of this, I will post all these links, of course, right into the description of this video. Listen to this. It's hard hitting. Glory to Ukraine. Wow.